Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hello, welcome in, everybody. Oh, look, I forgot my light. Hold on one second. I knew I was going to forget something. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Happy Halloween. Oh, I just unplugged my phone. Let's see if we can plug that back in real quick. Okay, awesome. I don't even know why I turned my camera off. I have one. Obviously, I have one closed. Did you guys hear about the cop that was, speaking of which, I do have on pants. Speaking of which, there was a cop that was busted. I guess he was on Zoom and he was pantsless. Hey, I'm not going to tell anybody how to be wearing their pants on the Zoom. But if you're an officer, you should probably wear your pants on the Zoom. But welcome in, everyone. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody. Let's get over to the comments. Do you like my little skeleton? Look at him right there. He's dancing. And then we got the little ghost pumpkins back there. Speaking of which, I did not carve a damn pumpkin this year. There should be a law against that. So I'm gonna have to do that on November 1st. I have to do that on November 1st, I guess. Let me get the chat up here. Oh. We'll do it medium. I think medium's fine. Well, he kind of covers up my little thing, so we'll do it wider. We'll do it a little bit wider. Well, maybe we'll switch it whenever we get into the video. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you. Happy Halloween. Hopefully you guys had a good Halloween. Hopefully it was very exciting for you. Hopefully the kids, or if you have kids and you went out with the kids, they were good and they had fun and they got all kinds of candy and they're like in a candy coma right now. And hopefully you got some candy for yourself too, because I know parents be sneaking that candy. My parents used to say they was checking the candy. They probably were. I mean, it was back in the time when you needed to check candy, but I mean, they probably were taking out the Reese cups or whatever they would like the best, right? That's what I would do. All the Twix would be mine. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Catherine. Hey, everybody. I'm going to get down to the bottom so that way we can get into tonight's live. The Blue Jays are resilient. Are they playing? Game 7. Oh. Uh-oh. Don's ready. He's like, he knows what he's watching. I'll never get too old for Halloween. I love the candy. Me too. I love going to the houses where you got the big candy bars, right? We would go to the houses. They always had the big candy bars, but the only downside was this was like a retirement kind of like community in a way. It was like, I don't know. It was just a combination. But the older people that lived there, they would give us apples. I remember apples being one. Didn't care for that. I think someone gave us like crayons or something, another place. We didn't want crayons. We wanted candy. We wanted all the candy in the world. Hey, Crystal. It's good to see everybody in here. It's going to be a good live. And Casey. This is Casey. I actually did this for Casey and for the rest of the people that were trick-or-treating too. But I thought of Casey because I knew she was going to go out with her daughter. And she said, I hope I can catch the live tomorrow. If not, I'll like catch it the next day or something like that. And I was going to go live at 8:35 tonight. And I was like, nope, I was like, you just wait till 9:15 just to see if the people are out trick-or-treating, which I don't know. When does trick-or-treat end? Like 8, 7? I don't know. Every year it seems like it goes back. Hey, Kira. Like, I feel like, my back's itching, sorry. I feel like it, the time goes back, like pushes back. Oh, and tomorrow we do fall back. So everyone set your clocks back tomorrow. And I saw Tracy said she had her popcorn and her wine and everything. Wine actually sounds kind of good. I am, Kathy. Thank you. It's been a day. Let me tell you. It's been a crazy day. It's been a super crazy day. It's been a Halloween. It's been a Halloween day. You didn't carve pumpkins either? I know. I like the pumpkin seeds. I'll be liking the pumpkin seeds. That's the only part I like. I think maybe because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not younger. I don't really care as much because they do. The pumpkins just get kind of old sitting out on our deck. Like we put them on our back deck, but I smoked one of this one. That's the comment of the night. Oh, I love Catherine. She said I smoked out of one though. I've never done that in my life, but I can imagine that's pretty awesome. Man, now you're gonna make me laugh to where I cry to where I have to like blow my nose. I always feel like I have to do that. Your daughter doesn't eat candy? Oh, so you know what you should do? Just take yourself a whole handful of Tootsie Rolls and put them in your pocket. And then at every house, when she's not looking, just slip one of those in her bag. Or you could take a bag of, and just put them into a bag like that you would put her candy in. And when you get home, you could be like, okay, I'll trade you. Do you want all these Tootsie Rolls for your candy? Because that could work. Because then you could get, you can get some candy out of it. Sure, she'd switch you. Yeah, I love the big candy bars too. Was what was up. We knew where we were going. We knew. Hey, Short Bus, how are you doing? Hey, Jolene. It's good to see everyone in here. So I heard some good news about the government shutdown. I don't know if so there's some good news I heard today. I don't know if this is going to work, but people are saying it's going to. I guess Trump didn't want to come put his hand in his own cookie jar, right? Like there's a budget that we have that we could spend for this stuff. And they're saying like there was a governor and I forget what state. I just read it right before the live that he was like, Trump better get in his own little pocketbook and take the money out of there and give it to the people. So, and it sounded like that's what they might be doing. Because I guess the people that are like, what are they protesting right now? I guess they're getting paid to protest. I would never quit. I would protest the rest of my life. Sign me up. Paid protest. So hopefully it'll, hopefully everybody will get their food assistance or at least partial or something. But I did put the link for It was like feed 10 people under $4 at Walmart, and it's their best deal yet, they said. Best year for doing it, so hello. So, yeah, I've got some stuff to tell you guys. I did see the sheet. Did you Texas Ranger, when you saw the sheet, did you, like, go, "Whoa"? Because I did. I was like, "That's what it looks like." Because we've seen the sheath. We've seen the USMC sheath, right? But we haven't seen the sheath. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna have to show you guys now. Texas Ranger brought it up. But as I'm finding that, because it's in 2000, like 2,400 pages of documents. So anyways, happy Halloween. If you dressed up today, let me know what you dressed up as. I saw Kathy said she went to the school and she dressed up as a French maid. That's awesome. I love that. Aries, I know you dressed up. What'd you dress up as, Aries? Did he say already? Oh, your clocks went back last Sunday? That's so weird how that does that. It's this Sunday, yeah. Yeah, it's an emergency fund that we have when we have disasters. This is a disaster. It's going to be a disaster if people don't get their funding. I can only imagine. It's magic. Oh, look at that. I love that. You dressed up as a clown or the clown or a clown? But so there was a couple things that came out that I wanted to tell you guys about before we get started with this live, because we've got some more lives coming your way. So first I went live. If you missed it, I went live earlier today on the second channel, and I didn't dress up. So I didn't dress up today. So I was wearing my jammies, and so I said I was dressed up as like a person going to a slumber party. So that's what I dressed up as today. So just don't question that. Don't question it, okay? But I also went live on TikTok after I got off the live on YouTube. I don't know why I did, but I was like, oh, I'm just going to go live on TikTok for a minute. So if you saw that, thanks for coming. If you didn't, make sure you have those notifications on and you're following me on all social platforms, because I do have I have all socials. So anywhere you look me up, you'll find me. Titanium Bill, or you can look Unfiltered with Tanya for both, because they're both on a lot of them. And I'm trying to grow them. So I did go through a deer hunter. I did go through Brian Girls, how it was a subreddit. Well, now she has the YouTube channel. I went through the videos. They're very interesting, to say the least. And I went through her TikToks. Very interesting, to say the least. She said now her tune has changed. It used to be Brian's innocent. Bri wouldn't do this. Now her like caption, it says like, I know Brian's guilty and that makes him hotter to me, or something like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. Ugh, oh my goodness. You were Ghost? Did she decided on the Ghost? Sleepover Barbie. Oh, that's cute. Trick or treat, Reba. I don't have any candy. Sorry. Wrong house. The lights are off. Lights off here. Hey, Lee. Welcome in, everybody. So what else? Okay, so I went through that. I want to go through those together on a live. We're gonna read the comments. We're gonna do it all. We're gonna have a laughing live. Every once in a while, you need to take a break from the seriousness and you need to laugh a little. And that's what we're gonna do with this live, because it's gonna be that. And guess who's back? Back again. I knew he'd be back. William 127. If you don't remember William 127, he was the dumbass, I'm going to say it, that doxed himself on his second video, and then he ran off the platform he ran scared off the platform. And he said to people that he got demonetized, and that's why he was leaving the platform. But then in his video that he just put out, he said he's not monetized, and money's not a thing to him. William, don't lie to me. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us in this chat. We know. Okay. If you are on this platform, you are here to make money. Even if you're not monetized, you're trying to get monetized. There's like two people that I can think of on this whole platform that is not monetized and doesn't care if they are or not. And that's like 2 people, 3 people, I think. Maybe 3. It's like, you want them views there, William. And he's wearing like this cape. Oh, it's golden. Betsy, if she comes in tonight, give her the clapping hand. Standing ovation goes to Betsy Ross. Because I was reading through the comments and I'm like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to be around these people. Like, I'm no offense to people. I love people that have a difference of an opinion than me. I love that because then you can debate and you can, pick their brain. They can pick yours. These people aren't well. These aren't just like difference of an opinion. These are like, they don't know any of the facts and they're blindly being led. And it's just like really sad to see. So then you see Betsy with her beautiful, like 4-paragraph post. I loved every sentence of it. I watched, I listened, I read it all. I mean, and I was like, I'm so proud of you. It was literally all facts, just bam, 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 bam with facts. And it was just like, I was like, I loved it. I don't think anyone else did, but I did. Hola. It is work if you do research. Yeah. It's a lot of work. And I found him today. I was like, didn't expect to find him. He literally was like, oh, I think he was like on my For You page or something. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And then someone else was on my For You page, and this person's been in like the heart of the true crime right now. And I found her YouTube back from when she was like not popular, like not like big. I don't know who to give it to. I don't want it. I don't need it. Right. Right. Yeah, Kathy. Remember he had a that was the thing about William. I forgot about that. You just reminded me. I wish he would have kept you know what? He didn't have to keep his videos up because I have them. We did a live over it. But no, he had a factual creators list. He held it up with some names on it. Factual creators. If you can name any creator that's not factual in this case, that's completely just hasn't read a document you don't think ever in their life. That's that list. And then he had a fat list. Like fat, like overweight fat. Very mature. He's like 40. Very mature, So I should have tagged him in this tonight. I'll tag him in the next one so we can come and see what we're all about over here. Because I'm going to be on fat list. Willie BJ. Man, that William, he left for a minute and then he came back and I knew he was going to do that. I knew that little sucker. I said that. We're going to pull up my live too. I'm going to pull up that live. I'm going to rewatch it and we are going to have a laugh. So just be on the lookout for that. And then before we get started, let me show you the picture first of the sheath. Okay. So ISP, I just happened to get on there today. Just a little bit ago, I put it on the community tab. Like earlier today, probably about 5 or 6. I was trying to find these crime scene photos I heard that was going around, and I'm like, I can't find them. And I saw ISP dropped more documents, so I click on it and I download it. It is 2,356 pages for our viewing pleasure. Now, most of it is just reports and stuff like that, but there are pictures of some things like the gear shift, the pedal. They did find stuff on his vehicle too. They tested it and maybe it came back not as blood, I'm assuming, but they did have it and they did test stuff. So his car wasn't like as clean as we think. You know what I mean? Like it was clean, but it wasn't like as clean. Now I'm in the middle of this, so I don't know if it was like up. I think it was towards the bottom. Okay, just give me just a sec. There's the pink blanket with the red hearts. The jacket that they, the green jacket, it's Wild Fable. It's a Target brand. As soon as I saw the tag, I was like, oh, I know that tag. And then I zoomed in and I was like, oh, that's bad that I knew that tag so well. But I'm going to show you the knife sheath, the actual factual knife sheath. I'm sure people out there will say, well, that's not the knife sheath. That not our Brian. Oh, is it not down here? It better be. Oh, where was I? I don't know. We'll just go back up. We'll find it. Everybody hit the like button while I'm looking for this knife sheath. Because I was going to make you guys wait. Okay, I went all the way to the bottom. So let me look again. I would put the screen up there while I do this, but I don't make you guys dizzy. This is a lot. They did like fingerprints. They did nail clippings. They were bloody. The nails were. The nail clippings were. You can see it like on you can see it on the nails. I don't know if they say whose are whose like on there because they redacted a lot. But we're going to start to look through these on our next live. Because I want to go through and kind of weed out some of this stuff that's not what we need. Like that's all redacted. But then again, I might as well just leave it in because I like to show you guys everything. Okay. Man. I need a page number. Wish I could type in knife sheath. I don't think that would work. I feel like I'm close. And then tonight we're gonna watch the Doordash video. Oh, there's a picture of the house. It looks like it. Okay. But we're gonna watch the Molly McMicheals. She was the Doordash driver, you know. We're gonna listen to her interview with Corporal Brett Payne. So she had that interview with the other cop where we couldn't really hear her. Remember? And she was like kind of like had her head bent like in backwards, and you just really couldn't hear like what she was saying. So we're going to listen to one tonight where we can hear what she's saying. Okay, I think I'm getting close to it now. It was up towards the top, I think. But not like all the way to the top. If I don't find it this time, I'll be like, what? I'll look for it during the interview. Because I'm going pretty slow, I feel like. Are we kidding? Okay, there's that glove. I think it was above that. I'm scrolling like 2,500 pages, so. I thought it was towards the bottom, though. Son of a bitch. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Finally. Okay. Wait, is this it? Or is this the one? No, this is the other one. Never mind. Dagnabbit. Yeah, this isn't it. This is the one that they were going to take. So, like the one that's. I don't think that's it. Because the other one looked different. It looked like way more used. Like that sheath said it not to scale too. So, okay. I'm going to look one more time. This isn't the sheath, is it? No. Okay, we're just going to use the hand thing. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to show you that because I just saw it and I was going to like keep it pulled up and then I was reading. Darn me for reading ahead. Trying to get prepared for the next live. thanks for talking to each other while I'm looking for this, because I want to show you guys what the sheath look like, because I mean, it surprised me. Okay, I can't scroll like that the whole time. That'll take forever. If I don't find it on this pass, I'll just look during the interview. But yeah, it just like the sheath. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is. Finally. Finally found it. You guys are probably sick of looking at me. Okay, was this it? Yeah. Okay. So this is it. This is item number 1. It has like the length of it. Handle portion, blade portion, and then this is the other one. And then this right here, where the blue is, or I mean the green is, I'm sorry, is the area. It says area scrubbed, item, I think 15. Not only inside surface. Let me see. Well, don't go that way. No, it says no, only inside surface scrubbed. So I think that's, and then they have this glove too. But yeah, that's the sheath that they had. Oops, it just like keeps skipping around, but that's okay. We'll go over here now. And I did get this video from Plunder. She got it off of Gray Hughes, but what I think happens is they go like in on it with each other. Oh crap. No, I don't have her. Hold on, let me pull her up. I accidentally like exit out erase the box. I'm just going to put her channel in here instead of like the link to the video. But I mean, if you want to go check out the video, it's just right there too. Yeah, that's what they're made for, right, Dan? Yeah. That's a Temu sheet. He was probably like, here we go. I'm just going to get this one. Okay. So I did bring it in 5 minutes and 55 seconds because it's just Plunder talking in the beginning of it. And they just start talking right here. So this is Brett Payne, and this is going to be Molly McMicheals, the Doordash driver. And she's the one that was there for, she's going to talk about it for 15 minutes, trying to find this address. And I could see how that would be kind of a hard address to find because it is kind of just in a weird spot. But we'll listen to this. And if it's super slow, we'll speed it up a little bit, but it should be okay. Let me know to you guys. And then let me put the closed captionings on because we have those too. And I'll be putting Plunder's link in the chat as we go through the live. And I'll stop it so we can talk here and there too.
That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll talk a lot.
Actually, I'm going to take it back right here.
Where's your house? I can't find you. Normally Dashers are good about that kind of stuff.
So, that's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll talk a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to. Can I say hi to you?
Yeah, he's very good. He loves everybody.
Hi, baby. Hi.
Here's the dog.
He's 2.5 pounds and 4 years old.
Big fella.
2.5 pounds and 4 years old. That's a cute little dog. Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he passed away, I got to keep him.
Oh. So, okay, this dog she had with her husband that was killed.
So, like Alex was saying, we're gonna just take it nice and easy, okay? So we have a map here if you need it, okay? So, just let us know what else you need. I'm gonna take some notes,
Okay.
but don't think I'm not paying attention to you.
No,
Or just
I'm not ready.
my brain doesn't work that great sometimes, so I gotta write stuff down or I'll forget it, okay? So I guess the first thing we'll do today is just kind of start, if you wouldn't mind, by, when you got your first order that night and when you delivered your last one.
I mean, as far as that night went, I think I worked a total of like 18 hours that night. So I mean, but to focus on here, I mean,
Wow.
the 3 calls that I got from there were all relatively around the same time. There was 2 calls to the apartment complex next to it, the brick apartment complex. One was big order, large. weird name too. He put down a strange name. I can't even remember what it was, but it was. Some people like to play with the names when they
Enon Harsh.
make orders, and it was definitely one of those. Somebody screwed around being an
Of
order.
course.
Yeah. They were all Jack in the Box orders too, because at that time nothing's open but Jack in the Box around here. The other one that I did was I think it. I'm trying to remember, but same thing. That apartment. It was in the center section. By the time I got to that, the one that we're here for, it was my last last call for that night, or for that pretty much evening. In fact, when I got back to Jack in the Box that night, they thought I wasn't coming back and had thrown away the orders. They had to remake my orders so I could deliver them because they didn't think I was coming back. They thought I'd just wait for the night.
Gotcha.
Have you been there at night at that house?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay, so you know that the number for the house is right there under the light, and it's very hard to see at night. That was probably my biggest problem, was trying to find the number. I didn't actually realize that I was there, which is why I was probably there for about 15 minutes. And my clock, or my map on my phone that tells me where to go, kept telling me to go up and around.
And what I'm going to say is this interview, I don't know if you can see it at the top, but this interview is from November 23rd. So 10 days after the homicides.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of, I
think her
actually
first one was.
initially pulled and parked up right there, parked right in front, but I didn't see the number, so I didn't know. And my map kept telling me to go up and around and in there. I kind of walked around with my flashlights on my phone, trying to figure out where it was. I remember when I pulled up, I saw the girl in the window that he told you about. Up at that top window on the left. I would swear that she was swinging on a hammock or something, but she could have just been on the top of a bed or something. It seemed odd.
Okay, I'm going to go back there because that's when she's talking about, okay, a girl in the window. That would have been the bathroom window, wouldn't it?
That top window on the left, I would swear that she was swinging on a hammock or something, but she could have just been on the top of a bed or something. It seemed odd because she was watching me. And usually when you do an order and somebody sees you, if that's where it's from, they see you, they come running down to the door, whether it's a no contract order or not.
Isn't that the bathroom window? Because the one in the middle is the hallway. So who would have been in the bathroom at that time? I mean, anybody could have been in the bathroom, right? Like, just even if it was one of the girls up there, Maddie or Kaylee getting up to use the restroom. But I don't know why they would duck down. No, So she was facing the front of the house. That's so weird.
And she jumped right down as soon as she saw me and saw that I saw her. I noticed several times as I was walking around and trying to find the place, she would pop back up in the window and I would see her again.
Okay. You one second. This is a story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Short story.
Thank you.
Those are pretty good. They're pretty
I have a. So I thought it was weird that she kept jumping in and out of the window. Long brown hair, younger girl.
That would be Xana. Why would Xana be on the third floor other than maybe Maddie and Kaylee weren't asleep yet? I mean, they don't, from all accounts, because we do hear, Dylan say that she thought she heard Kaylee playing with Murphy. Maybe Xana was up there and they were all just sitting in Maddie's bed. And maybe Xana went to the bathroom, saw the DoorDasher come, ducked down because she's didn't want to. Maybe she thought the DoorDasher would knock on the door and she'd have to go answer it. So then maybe she peeked her head back up and didn't realize it, but the DoorDasher was still there because she couldn't quite find the house. So maybe she ducked down again and then maybe did it one more time or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to put a plausible or not even a plausible, just some sort of a reasoning out there, but that would be the only thing I could think of. And I can almost see Xana doing something like that. Just being like, "Oh shit, she saw me," or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then running back to the room, or I don't know. It is weird.
You know, there were parties going on all around, lots of noise. I mean, they were everywhere. At one point, I remember I got in my car and I actually drove up here to see, because I thought maybe there was a road that's why my map kept trying to tell me to go up there. And I parked up there because it didn't go any further. And I stopped. And I parked and I got out and I was walking around with my flashlight.
Can you imagine that DoorDash? That DoorDash was probably the coldest. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I mean, really, it's coming from Pullman. We're bringing the food like 10 minutes, 8 minutes away anyway. And then you're walking around with it outside in November. I think it was 26 degrees that night? Walking around with the food, you know, I don't know. And I will say, yeah, never mind.
And I was looking through the bushes and I could see the inside courtyard and all the lights.
And there's no reason for her to lie. There's really no reason for her to lie at all. She didn't have to come down here and do this interview. She wasn't forced to do that. She didn't have to come down.
And everything was open. And that's where the map was trying to get me to go. But I didn't feel comfortable going in there because there was no path. It just seemed odd to have you walk in that way. It seemed like a back door. There was no apartment numbers on the order or anything. It was just the house number. There were no directions or any kind of clue to tell me to go that way.
Right. Yeah.
So she's talking about the back of the house. So she didn't want to go to the back door, which is, I mean, that's reasonable. She said there's no numbers on the back door. There's no apartment numbers, you know, like this is 1112 or 1122, you know, King Road right here, like on the back door instead of on the front door, you know. Yeah, so she didn't feel comfortable going up. I wouldn't either.
But I do remember that when I was walking with my flashlight on that road, you know, there's nobody out there and it's dark. And I'm a girl and I've got a flashlight. A car came driving by. It was a sedan. It was tan. And the gentleman that was driving, I remember it because it was odd that he did not look at me. You know, you see a girl out there walking around with a flashlight, you look, you see what's going on, and if they're nothing, just completely zoned and out of it, almost. And that's why I thought it was odd that he just drove by me. There was no stopping or anything. And I eventually walked back up to my car, got my car, drove down, and I was like, this has got to be the house the way the numbers are going. And so I pulled into the drive in there, and that's when I noticed that the light had been blocking the numbers. And so I jumped out of the car and I put the bag by the door because, I mean, I guess it is apartments now, it's coming out, but there was nothing to tell me that that was apartments and it needed to be directed at a certain place. So I just left it at the door and snapped a picture and then I left. And you know, I was there probably, I'd say 15 minutes. It was a while of me walking around trying to find it because I remember being stressed out because of the time.
And we saw her on camera walking around trying to look, see if it was the 1112 house.
It's Doordash we get.
Was there some sort of time limit or something?
You get paid by your delivery, so you only get so much per delivery. They are doing a trial right now where they're actually paying me by the hour because I have really high stars, except for my time is really bad because I always get orders that nobody else wants to do or they've been rejected. And so my stars are like way down there.
Yeah.
So I've been actually doing better with the by the hour wage. But still 15 minutes to be looking for one address is a little ridiculous. And so many parties and so many people, and I felt uncomfortable.
But see, that night was really quiet from all accounts. I will say that. From all accounts, we heard it was pretty quiet around there that night. Now, but that could be to a bunch of college kids, right? There could have been plenty of parties going on, and the college kids are like, this isn't nothing, but I do remember them saying it was quiet. And I mean, it did look pretty quiet when we saw Brian Koberger's car circling around and doing all the drive-bys.
I remember seeing, it's an odd thing, but like underwear and stuff in the street, and I was like, what the heck, this is so weird.
Yeah.
Then it had been my third time there that night.
Okay.
And the girl popping in and out of the window was strange, but never coming down.
Okay, so once you left at the door, then what?
I just got in my car and I left, and I went through campus, and I hit the light as you're coming to Winco, and I got another order. Didn't on my phone, so I went back to Pullman to Jack in the Box. And I went there, and he had thrown away my order, so he remade my order, and I got sent to a dorm in Pullman. It was my last delivery to Moscow, actually.
Okay.
So it was those 3 ones. They were just like bang, bang, bang.
Mhm.
That little bit of time, I was there so many times, just back and forth. It was double orders, 2 every time.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them I actually delivered to an apartment, and this one here.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, there's also, that is quite the party spot down there, especially those
Yeah,
buildings right
I
there, those are
noticed.
super.
yeah, I was really surprised how much was going on down there. Because there seemed like there was parties here, down here. They were just everywhere. There was so much noise, so
Yeah.
much music, and it was so loud.
Yeah, all football games, I think, probably helped.
Yeah, it usually does.
So I'm just gonna kind of go back to something here real quick. First of all, you said you work about 18 hours. Is that
Yeah.
normal for you?
When I get going like that,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yep.
will.
Okay.
I'll clock in and clock out. And Doordash is pretty, I think the reason I like it, I just started doing it recently because I have a hard time with my history.
Mm-hmm.
I can clock in and clock out as I want. I don't have to schedule, I don't have to keep to things. If something comes up, I'm not gonna lose my job because I don't make my shift.
Yeah.
And so when I get going and things are going good for the night, I'll just keep going.
Yeah. Now, I'm just kind of familiar with how it works, but, and I'm just, anything else, so, do you make like on a good night, like on this night, do you make what, a couple $100, something like that?
It depends because of gas,
Yeah,
because you have to pay for your gas.
of course.
And then you're eating too and munching, and so
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, it was a good night and I made good money that night. I could probably look it up and tell you how much I made that
Oh, I'm
night
not worried about
altogether, but when you're talking about gas in my car, my tires were not so great, and I was having issues with my tires. And I guess my front alignment was out, so my Subaru that normally gets 25, 26 miles to a gallon is actually down to 17.
Oh,
So I do not make as much as I usually do,
Gotcha,
which is
gotcha.
probably why I was pushing it even longer
Mhm.
because, yeah, I was trying to make bill money.
I gotcha, okay. So how long, you said you just started, how long you been?
I actually hired on with them probably about a year ago,
Okay.
but I actually didn't start dashing. It took me a really long time.
Mhm.
Probably 6 months ago before I actually signed on
Yeah.
and started
Trying
doing
to
it.
actually do it.
Yeah, and actually when I came on to do this, I had actually just taken about a month and a half off
Mhm.
and not dashed for a little bit.
Okay.
My boyfriend Jimmy, he wanted me to take some time off. I also take care of my special needs brother. I've been taking care of him for about 18 years now.
Wow.
He's mild retardation. And my eldest son, I mean, he recently left and it was not on good terms.
Sorry.
He kind of left in the middle of the night, and so that's been a battle. And then his dad moved in, and then he passed away in my bathroom. And then my daughter actually, she was 15 at the time.
I'm sorry. What'd I just do? Oh, crap. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Where were we at? I think we were like all the way back here somewhere.
Right, just to drive.
We were like all the I just like I accidentally hit a button. Hold on. Right
was
here.
out, so my Subaru that normally gets
Okay.
because I was trying to make bill money.
I gotcha. Okay.
I know we were right around here somewhere.
So how long, you said you just started, how long you been?
I actually hired on with them probably about a year ago,
Okay.
but I actually didn't start
Keep my hands
dashing.
up
It took
here.
me a really long time.
Mhm.
Yeah, in our bathroom.
Probably 6 months ago before I actually signed on
Yeah.
and started doing
Trying to actually
it.
do it.
Yeah, and actually when I came on to do this, I had actually just taken about a month and a half off
Mhm.
and not dashed for a little bit.
Okay.
My boyfriend Jimmy, he wanted me to take some time off. I also take care of my special needs brother. I've been taking care of him for about
Oh yeah, we were right around here.
18 years now. He's mild retardation. And my eldest son, I mean, he recently left and it was not on good terms.
Sorry.
He kind of left in the middle of the night, and so that's been a battle. And then his dad moved in, and then he passed away in my bathroom. And then my daughter actually, she was 15 at the time. She got really close with one of his friends, and they are taking me to court and deeming me unfit and saying a lot of stuff about me. And I haven't seen her about 2 years now. So it's been a lot on me.
Absolutely.
And I've also been taking care of my husband's best friend, who was causing a lot of problems for me, and I was losing my home. And he actually just, I stayed at my boyfriend's house, and he actually sold stuff in my house, and now I have somebody squatting in my house that I'm not even happy with there, and they destroyed my house, and I have to go get them out and fix it. And so it's a lot of stuff.
There's a
You want
squatter
me to
there too.
just,
Damn.
It's like, you've been through enough, you've had too much going on, you need to just.
Absolutely.
He's like, I work good, I can make the bills, just stay home and rest.
Yeah.
So I actually just had been working for the last, I think, week or two, not much,
I was about to say no more.
coming back on from
Catch me on the
that.
couch.
I think that's a wise choice. I mean, you know, it's just from talking to you, you've been through more than most people should ever have to, for sure. It sounds like you go kind of above and beyond to take care of other people too, which
I
is
try to.
Yeah.
I don't want people to have to go through stuff that I've gone
for
through.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Make things easier for them.
So kind of going back to when you delivered, can you kind of, I was kind of watching you, but can you kind of just show me your path as best you remember?
I pulled up right here, right by the dumpster
Okay.
there. That's where I initially parked.
Gotcha.
And sitting there looking around and trying to find things. I remember I got out and I walked partway up and looked up here up this pathway,
Okay.
the road there. And my map telling me to go up there.
Yep.
I have a tendency to end up walking half a mile from my car because my map tells me to. So I actually didn't want to do that. I was tired. So I ended up turning around, coming back, getting in my car and driving up there. Noticed that the road didn't go any further, thinking maybe it went around or something to get there. But my map just kept telling me to go in like right into the middle center courtyard.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just weird. And then walking back down, with my flashlight, which is when I saw the car, and still seeing again, there was no pathway. I was just double checking to make sure that I wasn't getting something wrong.
So I don't mean to interrupt you. Like, when you're back here looking around, can you kind of describe to me just what it looks like at that back patio?
It's so
area?
dark, and in between the trees, you could just see like lights and like things were open. I want to say that it was like warm and inviting. It looked nice. It looked,
Yeah.
you could go back there, but I did not see a pathway that
Right.
made it so it was okay for me to walk in the back of somebody's yard.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Okay.
So no pathway back there that she could see.
Okay, perfect. So then you start walking back down. Right?
Walking back down, and then I realized that I didn't miss something. I did not see a path. I was checking again, and so I drove back down again because I walked back up to get my car, and I drove back down, and I ended up pulling up into the drive, thinking maybe I could go around that way.
Yep.
And I actually parked my car right kitty corner here because I saw the light. Finally, I could tell that the light was hiding the numbers on the house. And that's when I realized that that was the correct house and my map wasn't off. And that would be when I jumped out and I put the bag right there by the door and took the picture. And then I left because it was a no contact delivery.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yes, which means that I just take a picture, I send it, and I go. I don't wait for anybody, I don't look for anybody. Which I
So,
think is crazy.
yeah. So when you're back up here, right, and I'm just kind of walking, make sure I fully understand.
Yes.
So you're walking back to your car here, and this is when you see the car that you mentioned?
When I saw the car after I had already parked up here and I was
Okay.
walking down.
Walking down,
Yeah.
okay.
And he was driving down, we were right around here,
Mhm.
and he was,
So you come around, so then you go drop everything off. Did you see the car again after that? Did you?
it did not,
Did not?
it left.
Okay.
It just, the only reason, like I said, I remembered it was because it was odd that he didn't look at me or wonder what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
And he was very just, you know,
Looking straight ahead.
yeah, and there was nothing, and so that seemed odd to me.
Okay.
Especially to be a girl in the dark, there's not a lot of light on that road at
No,
all.
it's dark, yeah.
And to be walking around with a flashlight and looking around and poking around somebody's yard,
Yeah.
you would think most people stop and they're like, "Are you okay? Is
Right.
everything all right?"
Especially,
I'm surprised she had a flashlight. I'm gonna say that I don't have a flashlight in my car. I better go get me one.
early morning.
Exactly. It just seemed odd to me.
So when you, and I've been up there quite a bit, but you know, the road's fairly narrow.
Yes.
Were you pretty close to this car? Were you,
Yes. I mean, it drove right by me.
how close do you think it was?
Not very far. I mean, I'm walking on the road. I didn't walk in the grass or anything.
Yeah.
And so there's not a lot of space, as you said. And
Yeah.
then there's cars parked around
Right.
there too. So, I mean, he was right there.
Okay. Did you notice anything about the car? Any sound or anything out of the ordinary?
No, and I've been racking my brain too, because
No,
it seems so odd for him to be there. He didn't seem out of place. He actually seemed very in place. Just his demeanor and everything just did not look at all, not even to turn his head.
When you say you look like he in place, what do you mean by that?
He didn't look disheveled or like at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get ready for work and you're half asleep or something like that, or running or late, or he seemed like very put together and just, yeah.
Could you describe that person for me?
I would say blonde hair, he was male. I would say it's hard because he's sitting down, so but blonde, I would say maybe a light, because of maybe a beard, kind of like a short.
Okay.
I keep trying to rack my brain if there was glasses or not, and I can't remember if he had glasses on or not.
Was he white?
White, yes,
White?
yes, sorry, he was white.
Okay.
And blonde,
And blonde.
very light blonde.
Very light blonde.
Not the dark blonde where it could almost be brown, but very light blonde. Short hair, clean cut.
But she said he had a beard.
Did you notice anything about clothes or anything like that?
Okay, I'm assuming that she meant like clean shaven. Like,
Light
you know what I mean? Like
clothes,
where it
but-
was like his, like Payne's, where it's like cut short. I'm assuming.
Not anything that would stand out. I would almost say he had the light on in the car now that I think about it, because to see him that well on that street, he would have to have the light on in the car, the dome light,
Yeah.
because I saw him very clearly, which seems odd for him to have the dome light on. Because I didn't flash the flashlight on him or anything, it's just I turned around and I looked, because the car didn't want to get hit by a car.
Yeah.
And I assumed he would look at me and wonder what I was doing, like most people do.
So when you're out and about, and you told me you've been up there twice before that night, is it common to see cars driving through there? I mean, did you see traffic when you're up there earlier? Do you see people? Can you just
I
describe
actually
the
didn't
general vibe of the place?
Anybody really, both deliveries, I had to drive up and I came up and around in the middle. They were both in the middle.
Didn't Ethan's brother go over there at some point? I thought he did. And it wasn't the next morning. I thought it was that night. I just can't remember when. Do you guys remember? Would have been around, I wonder if it was around this time. But he doesn't have I don't think he has a beard. No. He was clean
The first
shaven.
delivery, actually,
He
I
does have light hair.
drove up in the middle and that was the huge order because he was texting me the entire way.
Yeah.
ETA, ETA, ETA. I'm trying to drive you. I'll give you my ETA when I get there.
You're right.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get there. I'm coming all the way from Pullman. and people they're very impatient sometimes.
Oh, of course, yes.
I can't remember anybody really walking around. He actually ended up coming out and walking to me because the order. The other order was, I actually parked down here this time, and I parked down closer to the corner because I wasn't sure where the apartment number was, and I ended up walking all the way around to try to find the apartment. And ended up having to go upstairs, downstairs, all over the place, honestly, to find it. And it was in the center towards the end here, but it was upstairs. And I saw two people, it was a couple, they walked up that way, and they were coming into an apartment when I was dropping off the order. They were college kids, they were just coming home, nothing, they were loud, they were having a good time, and just had come home from the evening with, lots of partying here and noise and everything all around. It was really hard to tell, but as far as around here, it's so dark.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is dark.
It's so dark. And I don't like
It would have been before 4:30.
It's the first time I've ever.
It would have been before 4:30. She went to the house before Koberger went there. So she was there by 4 o'clock. She dropped the DoorDash order off at 3:59. She snapped the picture, and Xana got it by 4 a.m. I remember that. I don't know why I asked. Sorry.
Delivered to those apartments this night, but my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, had told me that those were not good apartments in the past when we were younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that they actually considered those the white Harlem.
Well, that's kind of like why I asked, because I knew it was before the murders, but I just didn't know how, like, I didn't know if maybe it could have been like him, like, but because I thought that someone said that he had went over there at some point, but I don't remember exactly when Ethan's brother went over. Was that 4:30? No, that wouldn't have been 4:30. Maybe Ashley knows. Hey, do you remember what time Ethan's brother supposedly went over to the house or went over to the house? Yeah, she didn't leave the area till about 4:15. You're right, Kathy. Yeah.
All right.
They call the white apartments.
But well, she dropped the DoorDash off at 3:59, and it was there by 4 a.m. when Xana picked it up. So that's right. That part's right. Xana's phone was still on the TikTok app at like 4:17 a.m. And then Koberger was seen hightailing it out of there at like 4:20. Something like that. 4:29. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Down my little bit more white Harlem, but these are the real white Harlem apartments.
Gotcha.
And so when I pulled up to it, I was like, really, this is where I am? Because I've lived here my whole life, but still, I'll end up in a few places in Moscow where I'm like, what the heck? Where am I?
Yeah.
So
We get
So
lost
do you
everywhere.
do you think perhaps you're, I just asked this just to clarify, but do you think maybe the fact that this gentleman in the car was, seemed out of place, could it have been the environment that was like kind of a weird, darker environment, or what struck you about?
just the fact that he didn't pay attention to me at all.
Yeah.
And that seemed just odd.
So it wasn't the fact that it was, because you're probably used to being, I guess, are you used to being out in the dark by yourself?
I am a lot. That's actually why I have, I told my boyfriend when we first started getting together, I was like, I want to make it so you can follow my GPS on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt really uncomfortable, and it took me weeks to get him talked into it. I was like, look, with my history, with everything, I know DoorDash knows where I am. I know they track me, but I think it would be smart if you could track me on your phone, just because, and a lot of times he's on the phone with me and he's talking to me, especially if I'm somewhere where I feel extremely uncomfortable, I'll call him.
Yeah.
And I'll have him on the phone and have him on speakerphone.
Yeah.
The customers don't even have a clue about it, but
Right.
I'll have him on there.
Right.
And he's got me earpieces and stuff, so I could keep him.
That's cool. Yeah.
That way, just to make me feel a little bit safer, because I tend to not feel so safe.
Yeah. Did you call him that night at all? Was there any time you called him?
We actually were fighting that night.
Okay.
He wanted me to bring home groceries and pop and stuff, and he has recently just been having a hard time, and so he wanted to know why I hadn't gotten pop yet, and I hadn't gotten around to it yet. I had been so busy, and the orders, there were so many of them, and so he was not on the phone with me at that one, but he was on the phone with me when I delivered the first one.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Okay. Kind of the next thing I was just curious about is, so when you're looking at the building that you eventually deliver the food to, so you have the main story where the door is, where the light is, okay? Where from that front door did you see the girl that kept looking at you?
she was up
He
at the
was
top,
at the fraternity house.
left-hand window. And
Okay,
she just kept jumping up and down and up and down.
so the very,
Very, very
not,
top.
not the middle one, but the very one.
The very top.
Okay, top left.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. And you said when she was jumping up and down, can you kind of describe that to me a little bit?
By jumping up and down, I mean like every time she noticed that I saw her, she'd disappear from the window.
Okay,
She'd jump down.
I see.
And then as soon as like I would turn back around or I'd come back by the window again, she'd be up there looking at me again. And I thought I was losing my mind because I thought maybe she was in a hammock or something
Yeah.
swinging up there. I don't know if it was in a bed or, you're on campus. You
Yeah.
just don't
You
know.
never
But
do know. Yeah.
it seemed odd to me because she wasn't coming down for the order. That's what made me think that I had the wrong house as
I see.
well.
Yeah.
Because most of the time they come, if they see
Yeah.
you, they come down there
Want
to
the
help
food.
you out.
Yeah,
They want
right.
the food. And it had already been, I don't know how long since, it was a very busy night.
Mhm.
I was running nonstop the entire shift. Every time I had to clock out was to just get a breather and get some gas.
Yeah.
And then clock back on because it was wanting me back on and back running around. I remember Jack in the Box even put a table out for us because they had so many orders they couldn't even keep up with what we were doing.
How late do they stay open?
Jack in the Box,
Yeah.
they are supposed to be 24 hours, but they actually close down about 4 or 5 sometimes to reboot their
Gotcha.
system. But they're the only place around here that's open all
Yeah.
night.
I was gonna say, I don't remember, because I rarely go to Pullman, but it's like,
That's
I
it.
know that the places here in Moscow changed their hours a couple years back, and
Everything else closes at midnight. They
Yeah.
say 1 or 2 on their websites and stuff, but they actually don't stay.
they get you.
And Taco Bell and Pullman will stay open past midnight,
Mhm.
but their dining room is not, only their drive-through.
Right, just to drive through.
And so they shut down their Doordash too, but they don't shut down the orders
Okay.
online. So we get orders a lot and get stuck in the drive-through to get the orders canceled. It really sucks.
Lovely. Yeah, that's
And so we spend a lot of time fighting with them.
of course.
I don't like the Taco Bell and Pullman, they make me mad.
Yeah.
I sat there for an hour and 15 minutes before with an order and them telling me that they had the order, they were working on it, checked every 15 minutes, and then an hour and 15 minutes later, like, oh, we never got it. I'm like, I sat here for an hour and 15 minutes to get paid $2.
Yeah. Well, especially when it's, your thing is turning and burning, that's what makes
and
your money.
so when something like that happens, you only get half the order.
Mhm.
So I got $2 to stand there for an hour and 15 minutes. I was not happy.
Yeah. I wouldn't be happy
They
either.
tried to make me leave before because of him. I was like, really? He's like, you're mascot.
Yeah, sure, he's about the chillest dog I may have ever met.
I'm like, you can't actually make him leave, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. And he's not a service dog. Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And then they feel like an ass, but they're always slow. Their orders are slow, and people who order from, they don't tend to tip very well, to be honest.
Really?
The college kids from Taco Bell.
Hmm.
It's usually like $1, even though you went through hell to get it.
Right, yeah. So the girl, we kind of revisit this, the girl in the window, can you kind of describe her? You said she had
She had long brown hair.
long brown hair, okay.
I want to say after looking at the pictures, I'm sorry, I don't watch the news, so I didn't know. I started looking, I think it was one of the brunette, the sisters,
Okay,
if I had to guess, but I was so far away, I couldn't. The college kids, they're all, so many of them, and I see so many faces. I've been trying to rack my brain too about the name that was on the order, and I can't remember the name
okay.
on the bag, and it's been driving me nuts. I'm sure that there's a record of it through Doordash. I wish they let us keep some of that stuff, but we don't get to keep the pictures that we take,
Okay,
or the orders, or any record of any of
it
it.
just goes to them. Okay,
It all goes through the app. Occasionally it'll screw up and I'll get a phone call or a text message that'll go through my phone instead of through
Gotcha.
Doordash app, but I looked and it didn't.
okay. Did you didn't get any messages from whoever ordered this that night? Okay, gotcha. Probably would help you find the place.
Yeah.
Welcome in,
And
everyone.
again, the girl, I thought that's what she was doing, and I thought that's why she kept jumping down out of the window once I saw her, because,
Yeah.
you're running around with a Jack in the Box bag. I mean, it wasn't a big bag either, it was a small order.
Mhm.
So,
Was it just like, was it one bag, two
Just
bags?
one bag.
One bag,
one small bag, I would say maybe a value meal at that.
Okay.
They don't let us open them.
yeah, makes sense, yeah.
They usually have the order written out on the screen if you look at it, to see if they need straws or stuff like that. But honestly, I can't remember anything in particular about the order.
Gotcha.
I was running back and forth so many times. I actually had a friend that was sitting at Jack in the Box parking lot
Okay, so I'm reading this article and it says here that the Kernodle received a DoorDash food order at 3:59 a.m. The delivery driver appears to arrive in the view of the neighbor's security camera at 3:46 a.m. So that's why she was there at 3:46.
Waiting for me for the last like 3 times of running back and forth from these orders because he was waiting for me to kick back with him, eat a hamburger
Yeah.
too. And I never got to.
Never made it.
Yeah. He actually left when I was at that order.
Okay. Okay. Well, Alex, do you have anything else you'd like to?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, your memory of just that bit was fantastic. We have a couple techniques that might help you to remember a little bit more, just to kind of maybe ask questions in a little bit of a different way, that might help jog some of that if you're up for that.
Of course.
That might help. It might do more if you're willing to do that. Before we even go there, I just had a couple other questions that maybe before we dig a little bit, in a different manner. I think you had said that when you saw the man in the car, he didn't look out of place. Was that right? Am I remembering that right?
He looked out of place because he didn't look at me.
Okay.
That's what was out of place. The fact that he did not make any kind of gesture towards the fact that I was there. That's why I remember him.
Okay.
There was nothing that made him look disheveled or out of like running in a hurry or like he was late or.
Okay. It sounds like when you're driving around on campus, there's lots of college and lots of that stuff around. Did he look to fit in kind of with the people that older
to me?
Okay.
But in those apartments, I didn't know that those were campus apartments either, or those are what kind of housing they are. So I wasn't sure as far as, but he did look older than like the average college kid. Yes.
Okay. So when you say older, what does that mean to you?
Age is so hard. I would probably say late 20s, 30s, somewhere around there,
Okay.
Probably I would think out of college.
Okay.
Well, damn, if she wouldn't have got the blonde hair, you would think she'd be on the right track.
You said you remember that the car was tan?
Yes,
If I remember.
and a sedan.
Okay, and a sedan. So what does that mean to you, a sedan?
A four-door.
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 Okay.
Like family car with
Okay.
a dome light on.
Okay. Do you recall what the interior of the car looked like?
It was light
color?
light interior.
Okay. Anything else that you saw in the car? Was there?
No, I didn't really look.
Okay.
I just saw him and the fact that he didn't look at me, and I was like, okay. And I kept looking for the apartment and the number because I was trying to get that food.
Okay.
It keeps getting cold.
Yeah.
So you're like, I don't want to get a bad star and a bad mark for delivering cold food.
Okay.
So I was trying to make sure it was warm.
That's how you get the stars, right?
Yeah. Actually, I get stars for bringing extra sauces.
Interesting.
You know, but I get stars for that.
Yeah,
I have bags and bags of extra sauce from every restaurant, and that's how I get the stars.
Stack in the box order and you throw in some Arby's sauce while you're at it. So.
I've done that a couple times when Taco Bell's been out of their hot sauce because they have like 8 different hot sauces. So I have huge bags and Ziploc bags and tapes and stickers and all sorts of stuff to like try and get to hook. And yeah, there's so much stuff in the backseat.
I'm sorry, but if you roll up at my house and I order Burger King and I got like a Wendy's barbecue sauce up in that bag, I would say, what's going on here?
My car looks so disheveled. It's awful.
It's worth it for the stars.
Yeah.
That's worth it for the
Do you
stars.
remember, so obviously the interaction with that tan sedan stood out to you for a reason. But do you remember seeing any other vehicles? Anything else driving? Or
It was so, everything was calming down at that point. There was still a lot of activity up here at these apartments in this house, it seemed like, and down here at the back, you could hear a noise, but around here, it seemed like everything was calm and quiet and dark and shut down.
Okay.
For the most part.
You mentioned too, and please forgive me if you brought this on the map, but you talked about 2 people who you saw walking into an apartment.
Yes, that was.
Can you just show Brett, since I'm back here, kind of where they were walking from, where they were walking to?
They just walked up and into the center here where you could get into the center of buildings. I was actually on the second level in here, and they had come up the stairs and walked by and went behind me, so I'm not sure what apartment they went to.
Okay. And some of the reason we're asking all these questions, obviously, is just like you were there around at the same time. What did you see? What did you hear? And we're trying to track down as many witnesses as we can, so that we can ask them the same questions, and try and figure out where we're at. So what I'd like to do, if you're amenable, I may swap places with Brett there for a minute, so I'm not yelling from the back of the room. And again, I'm amazed at all the detail just that you remember just from.
It was an odd delivery, I know, I remember getting home and saying it was not delivery to Jenny, and
What made it odd?
it's just the girl in the window, and then the gentleman, and then just the last order of the night, it just had stood out, and then the map wanted me to go to the center.
Okay.
Go to that center courtyard in there, that seemed odd to me.
Okay, and just again, because I was sitting back there, when you say the center.
The center courtyard that's in the, over here,
Okay.
back there, I couldn't really see, there's so many bushes and it's so dark, but there was definite light glowing through, and
Okay.
you could see kind of stuffed animals and stuff, and it
Okay.
was just inviting, but I wasn't going to walk back there. That seemed like, no.
Probably a smart choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is, what I'm going to try and ask you to do is have you kind of think back to being there, to being, let's do from the time that you are coming down to, this is Taylor, so like you're pointing to the neighborhood, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is close your eyes, think back, try and put yourself back to that time, to that place, and we're going to talk through what you saw, what you heard, if there was any smells that you recall, and just try and be there and actually see those things, okay? I would like you, to the extent you are able, to give me every detail you can imagine, okay? We're not in a hurry, we're not in a rush, we can do this as long as we're able to. And we hope that the more we're able to go slow and kind of almost be there and look around.
I know the time I was there is an important thing.
Just if what other things may come to mind, okay? And I'm gonna do it first. I'm gonna just tell you about getting into my car at home, just to give you an idea of how much detail that I hope we can remember, just to give you a sense of kind of how much. Once you start, I'll do it first, and then I'll ask you to do it. Once you start, I'm not gonna interrupt you, okay? I'm not gonna ask you any questions at all. I just want you to remember as much as you can. We'll go from the time you pulled on to King Road from Taylor, all through the 50, you said it's about 15 minutes, right? So all through that 15 minutes until you're pulling back out, okay? And this may take that whole 15 minutes, okay? That's fine, it may take longer if you are able to kind of really visualize what you saw while you were there, okay? One of the easiest ways we find to do it is to talk about it as if you're there, right? I see this, I'm hearing this, that kind of thing, okay? We'll do that first, and then we may do this again a couple different ways. Just again, every time we go through it, sometimes new memories will pop up, new things will kind of be jogged by other things, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go first, just to give you a sense. I'm gonna tell you about getting into my truck at my house, okay? So I'll start from the time I leave my house till the time I get into the truck, okay? So I'm gonna take a minute, kind of visualize it, picture it. Okay, so I open the door from the inside. There's a silver handle, but it's one of the handles that has a loop on it. So it goes from the top and then it rounds down to the bottom and it meets the door in two places and then has like a latch on the top. I usually leave the front unlocked, so the deadbolt is already open. But I can push down on the lever and pull the door towards me. The hinges are on the left, so the door will swing from the right side to the left side. And then I have a storm door. There's a storm door there. It's like black frame, but with a divider in the middle. And the handle for that is also on the right. And that has, again, another, like a latch push down to open that door. And that door swings out. So as I walk through that door, I turn to my right and kind of hold that storm door with my butt or my back. And reach around with my right hand and grab the outside handle of the main door, which is all black, but the handle again is silver, like on the inside. I can pull that door closed behind me. And I have a keypad latch, so I have to lock it with a button, but I can I push any button to latch it. But 2 is the button I used. And I have to kind of pull on the door as I'm locking it, or it won't lock, so I pull on the door. And then it gives kind of like a beep to tell me that it's locked appropriately. And then I step back from the storm door, and I let that door just kind of fall, but it never slams closed. It just kind of fades closed. And I'll turn around, have a single step there. I can step down from the front porch onto the sidewalk, and then the sidewalk, I curve around to the left. And there's a car in the driveway there. I don't like to walk in the grass because the grass is always real wet. So I kind of walk into the driveway and like scoot alongside of that car. It's actually a truck. It's a black pickup truck. And it's parked face in so that the pointing towards the street. I'm gonna walk alongside it, so I guess I'm on the left side of it. And I walk down, it's maybe 5 or 6 more feet after the end of the truck, after the bumper. There's a sidewalk that crosses the driveway, and into the road. No cars were coming, so I just crossed the street there, and there's more like parking on the opposite side of the street. There's a grassy area there, and there's parking spots that not parallel parking, whatever the other one is, just straight in, along right in front of the house, but on the other side of the road. And my car is in the first parking spot, the silver Tundra. There's a tonneau cover on the back. And every time when I walk to the front, to the driver's door, there's a golf ball dent over the driver's side rear wheel well that I see every time. You walk past the rear doors to the front doors. I have to click open the door with the key fob. Click that open, and it gives it like a 2 beep. It's like a beep beep for the unlock. And then open the door, and I notice on the grassy area there, there's kids.
I don't think we care about her story. We're just going to fast forward her a little bit. She'll be talking for a minute, I think. She's going into great detail. Now, raise your hand if you're ADHD and you would never be able to do this. Me. Don't ask me about details like that. I can't even meditate. I get to like my head and I get to like my eyeball, and then my brain's gone. Like, I don't even get to my nose.
Close your eyes, take a minute.
Okay, so
and I'm not gonna ask any questions.
there she is. Okay.
So if you can close your eyes, take a minute, put yourself back there, remember being in this area here as you're approaching into the neighborhood. Close your eyes, take your time. And when you're ready, when you can see yourself there, you can go ahead and start.
I remember driving up the road before the turn and seeing on my phone that I was going back to that area again, and being like, holy cow, another delivery here. And turning up King Road, taking the left onto King Road, and then taking a right onto Queen, and trying to watch my phone, telling me where to go, watching the map that I keep on the satellite so I can see the buildings. It's easier to find places on the buildings. And the address is on the satellite mode. And all of a sudden my phone saying you are there. And I pulled over to the right, right there by the garbage, the dumpsters right there next to me as I turned my head. And I put my car in park, and I remember sitting back and taking a breath for a few seconds because I was very tired and very exhausted, and started looking around for the numbers and not being able to see them. And my lights on my car seemed so bright. They seemed really, really bright of where I was sitting because it was so dark out. And then looking over to my right and looking at the house and seeing the blue white house and the light shining so bright, and looking up and at the windows As I'm looking at the windows, I see movement in the top left hand, and there's a girl up there with her hair just hanging down. It's not put up in a ponytail, it's kind of snarly, it's not done up. It's almost like pajamas or just end of the day wear, just kind of hanging out in the window. And her head kind of tilted and kind of looking around, and it seemed odd. And I remember leaning forward in my car and up to the steering wheel to look to see her better. And when she realized I was looking at her, she jumped down very quickly and kind of disappeared. And I was like, okay, that was strange.
Maybe Molly scared her, whoever it was. If it was Anna, maybe she scared her. I don't know. But I mean, maybe she did see someone up there. I mean, you can see in that window. I don't know. Like if she's back, because she would have been back behind the vehicles. So let me share this with you. She would have been looking up in the upstairs, 3rd floor, left hand window. Right? She would have been parked behind like the white car or like, like Maddie's car or Kaylee's car. She would have been, or even Xana, she would have been parked like somewhere in like behind those cars. So she would have been back far enough to where I think that person, she could have seen her and that person could see, the vehicle as well. If that makes sense. I think. I don't know. So
looking around still to find the numbers. Realizing that must not have been it because the girl didn't come down and I didn't see numbers. I'm trying to remember what number the apartment buildings were. Looking again at my phone to see if there was an apartment complex unit. And seeing again there wasn't. Telling Nike to stay. He was sleeping in his, I keep a dog bed in the passenger seat that tucks into. I take a leash and I tie it around the passenger side because if I have to slam on my brakes too hard on the car, then Nike goes flying. And he's not happy when he goes flying into the floor, so he stays in his little bed and stays warm.
She said, Mikey, don't like flying onto the floor. Oh man, that poor dog.
I told him to stay. He couldn't come out this time to this delivery because I didn't know where I was going. And I left the food and I left the car running. I didn't turn it off because I wanted the headlights to stay on. I wanted the extra light to see as I was walking around. And I remember getting out of the car, it was cold, closing the car door and walking and realizing it looked like garbage all over the road. As I'm walking up the road, I'm looking at my map on my phone, and then seeing what looked like dirty underwear in the road, which I remember shaking my head and thinking, geez, I'm on campus. And I kept walking, turning my flashlight on and looking.
Maybe that was the underwear that someone stole.
And thinking that's got to be the house. Looking up at the window again, the girl's still not there. She didn't come down. That can't be right. Walking up to the other apartments and seeing that the number isn't correct. So I start kind of walking up, looking at my map. It's telling me to walk up that road. I kind of walk up there, and I'm looking with my flashlight, and I'm seeing that there's a little courtyard in between the bushes, but I'm not seeing a pathway, a walkway, or anything to get through. No movement in the house, no movement outside, nobody talking. It was noisy down at the street by the car, but not up there. It's quiet, it's dark. I'm getting really nervous because it's dark and it's quiet. And my map is just still telling me to keep walking up there, and I see that there's a road, but I'm not sure if it's the parking lot or there's an actual road that goes up and around.
Hey, we all thought
I turn around.
We didn't know that either until people started driving it. We were like, is that just a parking spot up there, or does it go all the way around? And it goes all the way around.
Start walking.
This was before the Linda Lane footage and everything.
Down to my car because I'm gonna get my car and drive up it because I don't want to end up walking blocks and blocks away from my car again in the dark. And then it's cold and I'm flashing my flashlight and I'm trying to walk and I'm trying to look and I'm not seeing anything. Then I get back down my car and I look back up and the girl's open the window again. And she's just sitting there looking out the window again. The only thing you can really see in the window is her. And again, she makes eye contact with me and she disappears again. She jumps down. She's gone. I'm like, okay. So I keep walking down to my car and I'm looking for numbers. And the noises are starting to come, the college kids and the radios and the music. I can't make them out. Any noises. still looking around for numbers. I finally get in my car, grab the door, get in, put my phone up on the stand, which takes forever because it's new. The pop socket doesn't want to fit into the stupid thing. Finally get it all situated up there, and I take my car and I put it in drive. And I remember kind of racing up there because I was trying to hurry, but then slowing down because I was trying to look at the same time to where my phone was telling me to turn and walk. And my car went vroom up the hill very quickly. And then realizing that I was at a dead end and I needed to find a place to park the car. I can tell Nick it was okay because he was starting to make noises. He wanted to get out and go with me, but I didn't want to carry him around. It was cold and he was getting cold. And I got the car parked. It was dark. It was really dark. I'm trying to get my flashlight on, and I was carrying the food this time just in case. Thank you. Okay, it's okay. I'm walking down the hill. Yeah, okay. I'm walking down the hill, and it's so dark, and looking through in between the bushes and see the light and the glow from in between, and going out to the courtyard. That would actually be kind of a cool place to live. And the things being open. I remember glass doors open, I think. And it just seemed warm and inviting, but I didn't feel comfortable.
She said glass door open. And when she said that, I think that girl looked back at the Payne like, okay, let's see.
Light and the glow from in between, and going out to the courtyard. That would actually be kind of a cool place to live. And the things being open. I remember.
And the door, things being open.
Glass doors open, I think.
I remember glass doors open, I think. So I don't know. That's weird.
It just seemed warm and inviting.
Maybe. No, that wouldn't have been it.
Comfortable walking through bushes, and all of a sudden I hear a car coming up from behind me, from my right. I hear the car, it's slow. And I turn to my side to look at it because I know I don't want to get hit. There's not a lot of room. And it's at night. I'm with a flashlight. I'm expecting somebody to like be sitting there gawking at me, wondering what the heck I'm doing because that's kind of crazy. And turning around, and it's a tan light colored car driving by me. It's not going fast. It's not going particularly slow. The dash light is on. It's very easy to see inside. But he's very into what he's doing. He doesn't look at me, and he seems very just not paying attention to anything else going on. But the light's on in the car for some reason, and it's very light inside the car. I don't see anything, bags or anything in the seats. I remember seeing the seats, and nothing like a bag or anything laying around. He had a light colored dress shirt on, short hair, almost pokey. I don't want to say spiky, pokey hair, and a beard that was not a long beard, very short. Like just, not that like he hasn't shaved in a couple days, but it's been a while. But not like he was, I don't know, purposely or not. But older, not a college student. Didn't seem like he should have been right there. And the fact that he didn't even look at me was very strange. And walking down, I got to the end of the house and the bushes, and still I couldn't see a path. I wasn't missing anything. I didn't miss a pathway. Maybe the road goes up and around the other side. I can kind of see up there that it looks like there might be a parkway on the other side of the house. Maybe that's it. Then I'm missing. And turning back around and walking up the hill really fast. And trying to be fast because it's dark and I've been taking too long. I've been there way too long, and I'm cold, and Nikki's getting antsy, and he's getting cold, and it's so dark and so quiet. And I'm getting in the car feeling very uncomfortable. I'm feeling better when I got in the car. It was warmer. I'm putting Nikki on my lap because I'm uncomfortable. And getting
that's what I think.
Without trying to hit anything.
Because I think that at 417 we could hear Murphy barking. Wasn't it 417? Yeah, I could hear the thud and then Murphy barking. I don't know if Murphy was in the house or he might have been outside the house at that point. I don't know. I don't think that I think that he followed Brian out of the house. or he was already out there.
And speeding down the hill rather fast because I was very uncomfortable and I didn't like where I was. I come down the hill and I decided to pull in. I pulled in very fast, getting frustrated, knowing I have other calls. I remember hearing the growl clicking, and I did not see the girl in the window this time when I pulled into the drive. She wasn't up there.
So she only saw her twice.
And I turned to the side, and all of a sudden I can see the numbers. There they are. There's the numbers through the light. Now I can see them now that I'm on the side. And I threw the car and parked very quickly. And I think I had Nike in my hand when I grabbed the food because I didn't want to let go of them. And I got out of the car, and I grabbed my phone. I didn't turn it off. I didn't even shut the car door. And ran up to the door and put the food down, making sure that the door wouldn't hit the food if it was to open outwards. And taking the picture, trying to get the program to work. Got the picture.
Well, it opens
confirmed the
inward.
delivery. Got back in my car. And I'm gonna pick my phone back up on the thing, still holding on to Nike and throwing the car in reverse and getting out of there very quickly. Because I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to hurry up and get on. I had been there so long, I wasn't supposed to be there any longer. And just kind of taking off really fast.
That was great. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take a drink, take a break for a second. Just okay. That was great. There was a ton of detail with some new things in there too that helped you kind of pull out, which was great. Can I ask you a couple questions about some of this stuff? What you said when you pulled in and you parked by the dumpster, you left your lights on so you could see. Can you explain to us a little bit about exactly where the car was and what the headlights
The car was right, let's see, right here. The dumpster is right there, right at the very opening of the drive.
dumpster right next to the
Yes, I was shining so I could see the numbers on this apartment here, the apartment complex. The numbers are right there on the corner. I think it's like 800 or something ridiculous, but
Okay.
it's a 100 number with 2 zeros. I can't remember. the first one-
500.
The first one, but
Main Road.
I think you had said before, was there a time that you walked this way?
I didn't walk
No,
that way,
okay.
just this way. My car, I drove when I came down in the car. I drove that way.
I see.
And that's where I parked my car right there when I saw the numbers. I was right at the right angle where I could see the numbers away from the light.
Okay,
So that's when I realized that that was the house that I was supposed to be at. So I slammed it in the park and that's when I jumped out.
Okay, so the car, just for Brett, is on the right side of the house?
It's
Your car?
over here
It's
on
on
the
the right,
right corner. And there were cars parked in there.
Can you, if you close your eyes, remember anything about how many cars, what kind of cars, what color cars, anything about those cars?
I want to say that all I remember, I want to say maybe 3 cars. A dark sedan car was the only one I can remember that was actually parked in there.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the cars that were in there,
Okay.
just because nothing was moving, nothing was going on.
Okay.
And I was just trying to get my car in and out of there and get out of there at that point because I felt
Deb, the dog, Murphy would have been outside when they were getting murdered. When they were getting murdered, there was no way for them to go down and get Murphy. Koberger opened the back sliding door and left it open. Murphy got outside.
uncomfortable being on that side of the house.
Okay. I think you said too, and correct me if I'm wrong, that while you were up here and you looked down in here, it looked warm and inviting.
Mhm.
And I think you said something about it being open.
I think the doors and I don't know if they were open, but I would have thought it almost seemed like there was glass doors open back
Okay.
there, but I don't know if they actually were
Okay.
or if it was just clean glass doors.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, what made you think that they were open?
Just because I couldn't see through.
Okay.
Or I could see through, sorry, I could see through, sorry. So I wasn't sure if it was glass doors, it was just a glowing, the yellow, orangish glowing light coming through. It wasn't exactly up here it was very dark. Really hard to see, it was more down here towards, as I was looking through the bushes where it was telling me to go through into the carport.
Okay. So you
that
noticed
would've
it
been
down
slider.
closer
Yeah.
to the house,
Mhm.
more closer to.
Okay. Because I didn't walk past, when I was walking down, I didn't walk past this part when I was walking down. It was just, once I got to that point, I was like, okay, I've already made it past the house, and that's when I came back up.
When you, and just so I'm clear too, I know you told Brett this already, but which direction were you traveling and which direction was that car traveling?
I was walking down,
Okay.
and the car was coming down.
Also coming down the
Yes.
same direction?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from.
Okay. When it passed you, you said as it's passing you, you looked over your right shoulder.
Yes, 'cause I was walking down the hill.
Okay. As it passed you, do you remember seeing the back side of it at all?
No.
Did you watch it as it went past you?
I remember it going down the hill, but then I just turned and kept doing what I was doing because I didn't see which way it turned.
Okay. And then if you remember, when was the first time you saw another vehicle when you were leaving, after you dropped the food?
Another vehicle.
At any point, even if it's, way out on the street, do you ever remember encountering another car in front of you, behind you, passing,
Not that I remember. It was pretty dead out. Things were starting to calm down, but there was still a lot of noise and music coming from somewhere. I thought it was coming from these apartments here, and then from this one here. But I remember walking kind of down here and seeing these guys' lights were all still on, and there was lots of noise coming from that area.
Okay, so this is, I'm not sure, is this a house or an apartment?
I think this is an apartment. It looked like it's kind of strange. Like the apartment's only upstairs.
Okay,
It's weird looking.
but you said those lights were on?
Yes.
Okay, that was really great. I'd like to do one other similar kind of thing, just to see if we can kind of pull something else out. So if let's use this building here. So these are apartments here, right? So what I'd like you to do is imagine you're in one of these windows here on the end,
Okay.
and you're looking out, okay? But you're not you, because you're down here doing everything that you did that night. But if it's me up in this window here, and I'm looking out from the time you pull in, same thing, from the time you pull in to the time you pull back out. From up here, what am I seeing? What can I see from right here?
From right there, up here,
Yep, from right in here.
probably my headlights as I pull up. Once I get to walking up here, you'll be able to see that. And me looking around and looking over here, you won't be able to see me walking over there, people up there. And then me turning around and coming back down here to my car and looking at the other house numbers. And then you would see my car come up, which is silver Subaru, very fast, coming up and trying to find a parking spot. And I think honestly, I parked like right there. It was so dark, but it was right there. And then I got out of my car and came walking down with my camera, my flashlight on my phone. I'm saying flashlight, I mean the flashlight on my phone.
Okay.
And looking at the map and trying to reset the map because it keeps saying you are here and I'm not there yet and I haven't found it and it's getting annoying. And walking and peeking through the bushes, and I'm actually thinking about people watching me, wondering what I'm doing. And then the car come driving down here and pass by me as I turn and look at him. And then as I got down to about here, would have seen me stop and kind of peer through, kind of take a step there, down, but go no, and turn around. A step off the road. It's kind of a little bit of a drop there, and I was like, no, this is no. And looking, but seeing him at the end of the house, and then coming back up and very quickly, and coming right back up to the car, and then driving down very fast. And then probably hearing my tires turn and the ground will spitter as I turn in there. But I don't know that you would be able to see me actually get out of the car.
Okay.
And go to the door from there because of those bushes and the trees and everything that's there.
Okay. That was great. Thank you very much for that. Brett, did any of that, were there any additional questions?
Oh, you did a fantastic job. Yeah, truly, you did great.
After kind of going through all of that, is there anything else that sticks in your mind or that got jogged, that maybe is bubbling its way up about the 15 minutes or so that you spent in that neighborhood, or even on your way in or out of the neighborhood, if there was anything that
Just remembering that was a really weird delivery. I was there forever. His hair could have been like a blondish red.
Okay. Okay.
It was hard with the glow of the light. That's the only other thing I can think of that when I was picturing it, that could be him. May not have been just blonde and maybe a blonde, like strawberry blonde, but yeah, tan course again.
And you mentioned that he had a dress shirt on.
Yeah,
When you
dress
say a
shirt.
dress shirt, can you
The collar, a
Okay.
collar, but not shirt.
Okay.
No coat over the top or a hoodie like you would see on a college student. Okay, or a sweater and a dress shirt.
And it seems like you described being able to see pretty clearly on the inside of the car. Is that?
Yeah, I remember the inside of the car being lit up.
Okay.
Like he had the dome light on, which seems odd to me, but I don't know. But he wasn't looking around or anything. He was just straight.
Okay. Did it seem like there were any tints in the windows?
No,
Or just clear?
I could see right through.
Okay.
I could see him so well.
Okay.
That's why it's been just bugging me, because I could see him so well.
Okay. You talked about light colored interior of the car.
Yes.
Can you see anything about the color besides that it's light?
Okay, just like, I don't remember any bags or clutter or anything laying around or anything on the dash that didn't already belong there, or anything sticking out.
Do you
I think I'm clean and very nitpicked.
Okay. What about the color of the dash lights? There's a glow from the dash. Can you recall any?
Not much of a glow because of the dash light, the dome light being on. So not much that I saw there. It just was very bright in there. And maybe some dark. I mean, I think there might be some light coming from in between there, coming through the windows just right when I was perfect timing. That could have been it too, instead of the dash light or the interior light being on, but it just didn't seem very bright in there when I think about it.
Okay.
When I picture it.
When you picture the gentleman sitting in the car, you're looking at a side profile.
Yes.
Right? Did anything stand out to you about his facial features?
No.
No. Okay.
Can you recall his hairline?
Not anything that was, it wasn't like it was balding or anything like that. It's just a normal. He wasn't wearing a hat or anything like that. You can see his hairline. So it's very almost spiky hair, it was short.
So spiky short. Can you describe that for me as a little bit more?
Not like slick back or anything like that, just like spiky short, not like buzz cut, but longer than that, a buzz cut.
Okay. Just if I remember correctly, you said this was not your first delivery to this neighborhood.
No, it was not. I had 2 other ones up here.
Okay. And there was one more after it or no?
No,
No. Okay.
that was actually, I had more deliveries in Pullman, but yeah, I actually did that one last one, and then called me. He's like, you need to come home. This is ridiculous. You've been gone forever. Why aren't you home yet?
Okay.
You've been at this for like 18 hours. Why did you get home?
Do you remember what times those 2 earlier deliveries were?
They were directly before.
Okay.
I mean, I was dashing in Pullman, and they sent me to deliver to the crazy name delivery with all the right there, and a gentleman here. That was the first one, and then I got sent right back to Jack in the Box again.
Okay.
And I think I did a double drop off of Pullman.
Okay.
And then right back there again for the second delivery to be dropped off in the center there,
Okay.
and then right back to Pullman again.
Okay.
And I did 1 drop off in Pullman and 1 drop off to them.
I see. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I get a lot of double drop offs.
Okay.
Most dashers don't, but I get a lot of double
That's
offs.
good for you. Right?
Yeah.
They do that
People get a
here.
lot of complaints on them because they're not fast enough.
They do that here. I hate that. I hate when people, don't be double dashing my shit. Okay. Because let's say I got me some delicious Chipotle coming that I spent like $30 on, right? And you take an order for someone like down the way a little bit for some Chick-fil-A or something. You'll go all the way down there and get their order first because they're outside of town, and then you'll come back and drop mine off. I don't like that. Just one at a time, please. One at a time. Food's too expensive nowadays, for real.
Okay. I end up with a lot of time. I'm not sure why, but
So when you came through this area on those 2 earlier deliveries, what was the I don't want to say the traffic like, but what was were there people out? Were there
there were
vehicles
people
out?
out. There were vehicles. There were lots of vehicles out, parked on the sides, and lots of noise. And typical college party night seemed like all of the apartments were somebody was out partying.
Okay.
Until you get up to here, I don't know if you've been there or not. There's no lights, street lights or anything once you get up there. And so I was trying to drive around up there, and the weather was not great, I remember. And so trying to see, especially up here and where I was going, I ended up driving on the walkway in the center of the apartments because I didn't realize I was supposed to be driving on them. And him on my phone griping at me at ETA, and I'm like,
Right, Dan? Yeah.
and so then I had to go in reverse out of the center of the courtyard.
Okay.
And driving back, and he came out of his apartment with the purple door.
Okay. And you say, so you went straight back to Jack in the Box and straight back. How long do you think that trip takes?
On that night, it doesn't take very long, maybe 10 minutes or so. I could probably check on my phone on my maps and see, but
Okay.
it's not a long drive when the weather's not bad. Even at night, in the dark, when I do it so often, I know the road pretty well. And I wasn't taking Airport Road at all that night. It was on Main Highway and back and forth between Jack in the Box. I would take not airport, the back Airport Road, but as soon as you get to the light on the Pullman side, and then go that way to Jack in the Box up to campus.
Okay.
And around. So it's fairly quick, especially because nobody's out. It's just dashers. We're all running back and forth trying to not get sorry, but busted for speeding.
I got this every single day in the morning, so on my way here.
And, trying to make sure we're not getting in trouble, especially at the end of the month. It seems like at the end of the month, they're all watching our routes between Jack in the Box
She
and
just started
McDonald's
working
and,
there.
Taco Bell over there in Fulton.
She just started working for DoorDash.
That's the Stadium Way strip right there.
Yeah.
They're right there watching us pretty closely.
When you, on those first 2 trips out to this neighborhood, do you recall seeing any other vehicles out?
Not anything that stood out. There were kids walking around and lots of noise and lots of, but not anything. It was so late. I didn't expect to see a lot of cars out.
Okay.
So
So if you had seen any cars on the road at all, not parked, but
yeah,
cars
I mean,
moving at that
I
time?
want to say maybe 1 or 2 passing by me, but nothing that stood out and not a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Murphy was outside. He was barking. You could hear it on camera. We could hear it they said that through the ISP that you could hear the dog on the outside. Like Dylan said, she could hear Murphy. He was outside, she said, barking. This was way after everything had happened, like right after everything had happened. The back slider door was left open. So I think Murphy just came back in whenever he wanted to. Just went back into Kaylee's room. And that's when they found him the next day underneath the desk, and they snapped the picture of him. They found him under the desk. But Dylan had heard him barking outside the morning before, or that morning.
It was very quickly up and out, and not a lot of having to wait at stop signs or waiting for traffic to move.
Okay.
Especially being up here, because there's not a lot of, unless you live up here, you know what you're doing up there, you're not usually over on that side. Or down here, there's more people moving around and active because of the main road. A lot of people who go to Winco, because Winco is open all night, and if they live on the side of town, they will go that way to get through town because it's faster and it's easier than going through downtown and Main Street and everything to get through at night.
Okay.
So it's a main road.
Anything else that you can think of at all?
Not anything that's coming to mind.
Anything else about that vehicle when you close your eyes and think about it? Any decals or stickers?
I can't even remember if it was a Washington or an Idaho plate. I've been racking my brain.
Okay.
But I don't remember any stickers or anything sticking out or standing out on it.
What about
I just can't remember the license plate.
Do you recall seeing the wheels at all?
I didn't even look at the wheels because I was looking at the top part. I don't even remember clicking for the like if it had studs on.
Okay.
I don't remember studs clicking. I remember the gravel clicking, but not the stud clicking.
Okay.
Is that?
Absolutely.
Those studs are pretty loud. You can hear them a mile away.
Brett, anything more?
No.
Okay, so the only other thing I have for you is, how are you doing? I know that I said this has been a rough couple days for you. I hope this conversation wasn't.
No, it was fine.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We certainly understand that this is a tough process, and particularly considering the things you've been through in the last.
Well, like I told him, I want to help. I want to help to make because I can't believe I was there at that exact time. My luck.
Well, we very much appreciate your willingness to help, your willingness to come in tonight. I know it was probably a lot just hearing the calls from the PD when we initially tried to get a hold of you, so we get that completely. I was in talking to Jen now. She's going to stay in contact with you. She'll check in on you if you need anything. She'll probably have some suggestions of things that may help.
He just wouldn't let me call. Like I told him, my first message I got from my voice note, I just found your phone. My voice note wasn't even hooked up. So I was getting with your text messages. And I was actually sitting in my dad's truck, my tire had just blew. I just bought brand new tires. I was trying to sign on to work and my tire blew on the highway. My dad had just picked me up. I got much while dealing with that. My car was out of alignment, so 2 weeks after driving around on brand new tires, the tire completely burned all the way like this and blew on the highway both sides of the front. So another $400 after the initial $800. So that's what I've been doing. He's like, I will call him. I'm like, you need to call him because he keeps texting me. And I'm trying to deal with this. And if you're going to call him, you need to call because he's still texting me. And I don't know if he can't get through. And then I realized that my voice note wasn't set up. And then I have app set up so no phone calls were getting through. And I was like, he's trying to get through and he can't get through. And he's texting me. He's probably sitting there wondering if I even know if it's real or not because I even texted from a police officer. So if you're going to call.
Well, we very much appreciate that. It is certainly possible we may reach out to you again. Is that okay?
Please do that.
Okay. And the number we use is the right number.
New York,
And
yeah.
is it easier with the voicemail situation? Should we call? Should we text?
Texting works better. I have a hard time talking on the phone.
Okay.
I don't know why it triggers me.
Absolutely.
I tend to sit there and just stare at it ringing. I can't answer it.
Okay.
That's why I have speech to text voicemail too, because I
Yep.
can't listen to them.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
It triggers anxiety for some reason. It's not like I got a weird phone call saying my husband was dead or something, or I was there every time something happened. So
Anxiety's weird like that.
yeah, I think it's just not knowing
Sure.
what's on the other line.
Okay.
Other side is what makes it hard. So yeah, the texting was best. Where you can we'll answer it.
Okay.
He answers the phone calls
That's
for it too.
fine.
So.
Now let me ask you this too. I know it's seems like you do DoorDash at night.
Yes.
So when do you sleep?
During the day,
Okay.
in the morning usually.
Okay.
I'm more of a early mornings. It's usually I'm unconscious.
Okay.
I'm out cold.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we
I'm
will
unconscious,
certainly
I'm
try and
out cold.
reach out to you. Wednesday, that's afternoon.
yeah. Afternoons, evenings. Yeah.
We can certainly work around that. As I said, the likelihood is we probably will reach out to you
Yes,
again.
please do. Please, I want to help.
And I keep in touch with you as well. So we may just work your too.
Okay.
We can kind of figure that out. If you have a preference, if you'd rather,
It doesn't matter. It's anything I can do. I'll come back.
Okay. That's
And
good.
if I think of anything, I will let you guys know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things we always tell people, I know it's been a few days now at this point already, but you're gonna keep thinking about it.
Yeah,
And
it keeps
it's not
replaying.
helpful for your anxiety. I fully
Yeah.
understand, but it's just one of those things that's
It's
going to
gonna
happen.
happen. Yeah.
If you think of anything else, if anything else comes to mind, reach out. We'll give you, Brett will give you a business card and you'll have Tamara's information as well. You can reach Tamara, you can reach Brett.
Of course.
But anytime day or night, just call
Okay.
or text. If you want to text and say, hey, I thought of something, that's fine. It's probably easier to do that than to actually text the information to
Yeah.
us, if that's okay with
Yeah,
you.
that's fine.
It may be something, if you don't mind, if you know it's us calling and you're expecting that call, if that's okay to have a conversation, just so you don't have to come in.
Yeah, it just depends with the phone call thing. I
Okay.
wish there was a rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes I can answer that phone and I have no problem.
That's
But
fine.
I'm the boss.
Yep.
Because I look at it, I'm like, then I can't do it.
That's totally understandable.
And so, yeah. But yeah,
Can I ask if there's anything that you do to kind of help that anxiety? Do you have any
I've
resources for
been
that?
trying as much as I can to do things, but it's been hard.
Alrighty, this part is redacted for a little over 2 minutes, so let's read Job 6:14. Anyone who withholds kindness from
We ain't gonna be pausing when she's reading. The Bible does. This is Plunder, and I love her for it.
a friend forsakes the fear of the Almighty. So there's just little bloops in this part. Maybe it's health, privacy concerns. Perhaps that's why they redacted this audio. And after this audio comes back up, there will be only about a minute, if even a minute left in her interview. But what I found most intriguing was trying to determine if that was Xana who kept peeking out the window, and was she kind of jumping on her bed, or was she... But Molly kept saying, I thought, the third floor, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why it's confusing of who was the girl in the window. Why did she say, okay,
she's
this
on the
girl had
left.
brown hair? I don't know. Maybe I need to give it another...
Yeah, she said that it was upstairs on the third floor all the way to the left side.
Listen, I tried to voice
Xana would have been second floor all the way to the right side.
enhance, but I'm trying to understand her interview.
And if you want to get even more technical, Dylan would have been in the back of the house, and Bethany would have been on the first floor in the front of the house.
It doesn't help, of course, again, the recording device is all the way across the room, but I do like the female detectives, the way she goes through that long exercise to try and help prick Molly's memory to say, step by step, what you went through. Molly talked about being cold, she worked 18 hours. I mean, sounds like she's a hard worker, but I still don't understand why she couldn't get in touch with anyone in the house to ask, you know, after 15 long minutes. I can't imagine a dasher being around my house 15 long minutes.
That's true.
Without somehow at least attempting to message me and say, I'm lost. I mean, the best dashers are like messaging and saying, here I am, or on the way, or waiting in line.
They do that too. With like a smiley face, on my way. And I'm like, I always feel like you have to say thanks or something.
Anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of the whole thing. Check the links below for the document. And again, credit to Gray Hughes Investigates for this data. It sounds like he's got more good information on the way, so stay tuned over there. Also, I will upload this raw video
good.
to my Patreon. I'll link to it below. Perhaps other people can do great things with the audio. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Alright, well, unless you've got anything else, I don't think we need to keep you anymore. Thank you so much again. I can't express to you how grateful we are.
I'm sorry,
coming
we
in and
figured it out quicker.
and nothing to apologize.
We were gonna get a hold of Bill because I knew Bill. So, but with the holidays and everything, and I was just stressing out and I was terrified.
Was that all of it? Oh, okay. Sorry. I was busy looking on her page. I was looking at because she said for the document, but she put it on her, which I have all the documents. She put it on her Patreon. It was $11. Dang girl. And I thought my like little $5 podcast were a lot and stuff. Jeez. No, but I think her and Gray Hughes, they've done this before. They'll go in together and they'll get documents. So that way it's not as expensive, you know, because just because it says Freedom of Information Act, it doesn't mean it's free. A lot of people think that. I don't know why they do, but they do. I think the first one I ever did was, I think it was Chelsea Grimm. And it wasn't that much. I think it was like $100 or something like that, $80 to $100. It wasn't that much. It wasn't like, I didn't come to the platform and be like, hey, we need to, get some money together for these. It wasn't nothing like that. But if it was $20,000, like they were wanting to charge in Idaho, I said a big fat no to that. Remember, I put my FOIA in. They sent me back that email saying $20,000, and I was like, they really be saying that? But now that ISP has come out with all their documents, Moscow's come out with some. Where else? Well, we've been getting them from Ada County, but we've been getting them from there this whole time. And then we've even gotten some from Latah County for another judge. So I don't know. I think that the price of those would go down, I would think. Now, the only one I really want is the videotape of Koberger going back there the next day. I want to see that. We haven't heard them mention it. We haven't heard Bill Thompson or any of the cops in any of their interviews anywhere out there ever since this case has been, since Brian's been sentenced. We have not heard or seen the video of him the next day going back to the house at 9:12. I would like to see that. Or 9:22, I think he got there. 9:22. And maybe it was 9:12 to 9:32. I can't remember. I know he left at 9:32. But I would like to see that. Then he went home and he took a shower, he got all fresh. Or maybe he got fresh beforehand before he went back over. But, he did take the picture at 10:30 of him in front of the shower with his green shirt or whatever that color was. But like I said, there were 2,356 documents that came out. A lot of them are just a lot of testing. Now, I can read most of it because what I went to school for, but some of this stuff is like out of my wheelhouse even. But we'll go through them. We'll start on these tomorrow or the next day. Maybe we'll start on these tomorrow, and then the next day we'll do the William and the Brian's Girls Live. Or maybe we'll do that tomorrow night and just have a really good laugh, because we need a laugh, Yeah, she says, was she jumping on the bed? Oh, you had all those dogs at your house, Casey? Man, I would love that too. I used to always bring all the neighborhood dogs that were like, not at their home. They were at my home every time. Every damn time. My poor mother. If that was me, like, now that I'm 40 and I'm like, oh my goodness. If my kid was doing that, and oh my God, I'm about the same age. Yeah. And she'd have to take care of all of them. And then 2 of the dogs I brought home, I said I wasn't going to keep them. I said, they're in the garage, but I'm not going to keep them. Yeah, right. My dad had named them within like 15 minutes. My mom was like, don't you dare go out there. And he would get up and go out. My dad was the pushover. He liked animals just as much as me. My mom loved animals, but she had to take care of all 3 of the dogs, So when they all went outside, if it was raining, that's a lot of paws. That's a lot of paws to wipe. So she would wipe all their paws and she just would feed them, water them, like all the stuff that you do, like you say you're going to do when you get a dog and you're young. You're like, I swear I'll do it, and you never do it. That was me. I would love them. I would give them all the love in the world, but ask me to feed or water them. Like, what? That's like a foreign language to me when I was a kid. What'd you say? And then I would get my brother to do it. And then my nephew he would eat the dog food. So there's that too. But yeah, thank you guys all for being here tonight. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe they did say that PKC. Boy, shoot. I was wondering. I was like, wondering where the film was. Well, now I'm gonna have to ask. I did ask them for it, and they never got back to me yet. I remember like probably 3 weeks ago, I said something about like I'm gonna put in another FOIA request into Moscow and stuff because the documents shouldn't be that much now that they've like released so many, and they still haven't got back to me. What's up with that? I'll have to look again. Let me go look real quick. Maybe I just need to type in like something. I don't know, Moscow or something. City of Moscow records. Oh, look at that, 527. Please see attached in response to your public records request. Oh, God. They want me to give more detail, I think. Hold on. I gave them, I'm going to show you next time. I'm going to show you on my next live. Okay, I gave them the case number, the name of the person, and I said, I want all records related. Does that sound like if they want me to be specific, you better just wait until I give my response. Oh wait, there's more of a response. Shit. Is this me? No, this is me, but like okay, that's this maybe see. Okay, yeah. Okay, what did I miss? There's nothing. I put my full name, electronic signature, I agreed to that. Are you resident of state of Idaho? I said no. I gave my phone number, my address, all those things. Then it says, how would you like to receive your request? I said email. It says case number. Has the case number. Request to include attached documents. I said accident reports, witness statements, etc., photographs, video recordings, audio recordings, recordings of phone call, 911 calls, recordings of radio traffic. I want to obtain any and all videos, documents, photos, and transcripts pertaining to case number, and I gave the case number again. What else they want from me? I'm going to give them a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, all the way to like 5,000. That's what we should do. We should just do a live where all of our questions, what do we want answered? I'll just put them all in the foyer. So yeah, okay. I was just reading this. So hard. Sorry. Okay, well, thank you guys all for being here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Is it Friday? It is Friday still. Okay. Still Friday. We're still here. It's been a long day for me. I went down to Chiller Coffee today and almost didn't make my appointment, and then it was a mess. It was a mess today. So it was, but I'm here. You know, I'm home. I'm safe. Got my animals. We're good now. But I will see you guys all tomorrow evening. I might actually do a live. I'll probably do a live during the day sometime tomorrow, but I'm not sure exactly when. But you'll see me tomorrow sometime. Let me put this old background back up before I forget. And thank you guys all for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for me. It really does help the channel. It's free to do. Subscribe to the channel. Help me grow. We do talk Idaho. We talk all true crime cases that are going on. If there's a certain case that you're into, make sure you comment below and maybe we'll go over that. Also, we do have some case updates for Melody Buzzard. We have some for Kata Scott, and we also have some for the David case. So we'll get all into all of that. Luigi Mangione, we need to get back into that case. There's so many updates there. So I'll see you guys all on our next live. Have a wonderful night, and happy Halloween to you guys. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town. time, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn